Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Season 7 and 8, I kind of already like had an idea of them being more rushed, like since they were past the books and stuff, and I already kind of had a different preconceived notion of how those were going to go, like separate from the other seasons. And I mean, watching through all of them at once, I still enjoyed like season 7 and the majority of season 8. I didn't have any like problems with it to the extent where I'm like, oh, this is fucking garbage, I hate this show, blah blah blah. But I mean, there were a few things that I didn't like that I wouldn't have done personally, but I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. I know that a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people are fucking going on IMDb and rating it like 0 out of 10, 1 out of 10 and shit, but I mean, I didn't think it was the most amazing thing ever, but I did enjoy it. It entertained me throughout. The whole season, obviously, though, definitely seemed rushed. I mean, as far as the things that happened in the season, I enjoyed most of it, but the pacing of it all was just, it was just too fast.
Yeah, that's mostly where I'm at with all of it. I think everything that happened was fine to happen,
Exactly,
but I don't
yeah.
think any of the characters were where they should be. And there are certain things that I don't think that should have happened. Like I don't think Arya had any business killing the Night King.
I like that.
I think she should have killed Cersei. Jon Snow was the one that was like her whole storyline was about vengeance for her family. Jon's was about coming together to fight the Night King. Like there's nothing wrong with her killing it, but it just didn't really make sense to me. Like I thought she was gonna go into fucking King's Landing and do some crazy shit there and be a badass there, but I mean it was still cool that she killed it. But it seemed off to me. But not I didn't really have an issue with it. Um I was very displeased at when Daenerys' dragon got killed by the Iron Fleet.
Oh, yeah.
When they just fucking
This
like
happened instantly.
5 million yards, like no scoped it 2 or 3 times, and then when she dive bombs them in a straight line, suddenly they can't hit the fucking ground if they aim down. How did they even sneak up on her? You're in the air. How do you let a fucking slow ass fleet that's standing still to line up a shot like sneak up on you? Like that made no sense.
I don't know.
How her dragon died.
The only way that I like reasoned that was that like she was on fucking Drogon or whatever. I hate that name, by the way. I think that's a really stupid name for a dragon, even though I think it's a tribute to Khal Drogo. I still hate it though. But
Yeah, all of her dragons are tributes to like strong men in her life.
yeah, yeah. The dragon that she was on, Drogon, like it looked like he was getting real close to getting hit like most of the time, but he was doing like sick dodges and stuff. I didn't know if like he was maybe just better at fucking flying around and dodging shit, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't like how Jamie got stabbed in the lungs and then stabbed in the kidney and then survived for like 3 more hours to go find Cersei and then die in a lover's embrace to collapsing stone rather than like someone getting there to like actually end Cersei or something like that. Like he got stabbed. From what it looked like to me, he got fucking stabbed through the lungs. He was even wheezing and gasping, and then he got stabbed again in the kidney. And then he's like, all right, I'm just gonna go fucking keep going now, though. It's okay, even though I only stabbed you once in the stomach and twisted, you're immediately dead. But I somehow lived for another hour or two. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, that didn't really bug me all that much. I hated the Bronze side story in this season. I fucking hated it. I thought it was super unnecessary. It really bothered me.
Bronn or Bran?
Bronn.
Bronn. Okay, yeah. I don't like how for some reason he's just master of coin.
Yeah.
That dude has no loyalties. Like he's in it for the money only. It made no sense that he's master of coin.
The one thing that I read somebody else post that kind of had it make a little bit of sense was that they said Bronn doesn't have any family or anything, so they're just trying to put the people in those positions that they can easily control. I was like, that kind of makes sense, but yeah. I don't know.
I didn't like the meeting either, where they brought Tyrion out of his like 2-3 weeks of in the cell to meet at like the council or whatever, where they elected Bran the king.
Yeah.
I don't like that Brienne of Tarth was there, that Samwell Tarly was there, or that Sir Davos was there. I mean, they're all cool characters, but what fucking business did they? Even Davos himself was like, I'm not sure my vote counts for anything, but I was like, why were those three there? Like that didn't make any sense to me. I mean, they're all important characters of the story, but they're not lords or ladies. Like they're knights and pirates and stuff.
Yeah, I think another problem with that is just the fact that they jumped around so much. They just had you assume so many things happened in between other events because of the rush nature of this season. They didn't really have like the events leading up to that. It just kind of cut to the next scene, and then there you were, like a few weeks later.
That was they rushed so much. Like Daenerys, she had the patterns. The patterns were there for to her eventually go mad, but her character wasn't there yet, not organically. Like if they needed a few more episodes or maybe another season or two. Like everything that happened makes sense. But
Yes.
as the viewer, it didn't feel organic. It felt like there was like, all right, guys, wrap it up, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of people thought that the whole fucking Jon Snow Aegon Targaryen thing was completely useless, but I think that that had to like play a role in Daenerys losing her mind, like losing control of, keeping her cool and everything, because she saw him as a threat.
yeah. Well, and another thing too is when he killed Daenerys, that didn't make any sense. Like,
Why?
she already knows that John rejected her love. Like, it had already been stated. She already betrayed her by telling Sansa. He was clearly distraught by the actions she just committed. Yet she had nobody there guarding her except for two guys out on the door. Like, and she had absolutely no idea that John might try to do something, even though he already rejected her love. She was just like, "Let's kiss. I still love you anyways." It just, as intelligent as she is, it just seemed like such a short sight to not have seen that John may have had an ulterior motive there.
To me, it seemed like every interaction that they had prior to that, of like them being into each other and stuff, it seemed like after John learned the truth about them being related and stuff, that he was more like on the fence and kind of wanting to, but not wanting to. And that's kind of how I looked at it, was like maybe she still thought there was a chance. Because
Yeah.
that's kind of, I don't know, that's how I felt each time that they had another encounter like that.
I also didn't like how. So you remember the episode where they fought the White Walkers? They sent the entire Dothraki horde against them.
Yeah.
All of them died. They weren't anywhere else. And then most of the Unsullies died when when the White Walkers came in and charged the keep. And all that was left was maybe like a couple dozen worth of people of like plot characters and then like your random like warriors and stuff. And then you go to the final episode and all of a sudden the entire Dothraki horde and the entire Unsullied army are alive and just chilling. It was like, where the fuck did those guys come from? Like, you saw the entire Dothraki horde just fucking get melted out of existence, dude.
I'm not sure.
I mean, they could have easily just put a part where, like, we don't want to risk all of our army. Let's have them off on the side so they can flank and things. But they didn't do any of that. They just made it appear as if the entire Dothraki horde charged and died. And then there was a shit ton of them in the last episode somehow.
I'd have to say that that's probably another thing with the pacing. They just skipped past too many things and left too many things to the viewers to assume. But I don't know.
It was definitely rushed. I don't know why they didn't just extend it out at a couple more seasons.
They were like, we don't want to do it anymore, so let's negotiate shorter seasons. And then that's how it fucking went. Because HBO was
Really?
completely willing to fund 10 season episodes because it's their like flagship hit. Yeah, that was another thing that I was reading into like after watching the series finale.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, they fucking wrapped it up early because they want to do their Star Wars thing. But that's not true. They negotiated these shorter seasons way before that happened. There is a Star Wars project that they're doing, which a lot of people are not okay with now because so many people are fucking pissed about the last episode.
Of Star Wars?
The last episode of Game of Thrones. They're like,
Oh, okay.
we don't want these people fucking working on Star Wars. They don't deserve it because they rushed. People are fucking
Yeah.
overreacting. Like, it was rushed. It wasn't amazing, but I didn't think it was bad or, like, terrible.
Visually, if you're not paying attention to the story and like everything, visually it was really fucking cool to watch. Like, a lot of sweet shit happened, it was entertaining. I didn't hate it. I just, yeah, they rushed too much. They overlooked some stuff. I feel like they made some wrong decisions. Like in previous seasons, when a character I really liked died, I was sad about it and I was like, "Oh, fuck." But in this one, when something happened that I wasn't expecting, like when Daenerys went mad, like I wasn't expecting that, but I wasn't like, "Holy shit." I was just like, kind of like, "Really?"
Yeah,
That doesn't make sense where she's at right now for me.
the thing is, like, with Game of Thrones, like, when it got close to the ending, it was like there are only so many things that could have happened. So when I got to the last episode, I pretty much had every possible, like, outcome, I had thought about every possible outcome already, so nothing was really a huge shock.
No.
I mean, the one thing that did kind of shock me was the fact that they made Bran king, which I thought that was cool. I liked that. A lot of people didn't. I thought it made sense.
It's weird and out of left field, but I think he would be a good character to be the king for now. But it just kind of caught out of left field. Like, I honestly thought I was gonna end with John becoming the king, and then that was another thing that confused me. Like, fucking John assassinate. He's a queen slayer. And like, no, he must pay with his life. Like, he killed my queen. Like, fucking Grey Worm is over there. And then also I was like, actually, you know what? Never mind. Let's just let him go live peacefully beyond the wall. Okay, guys, we're done here. I was like, wait, he just fucking assassinated Daenerys. How is everybody just okay? But I mean, I know they also didn't, they knew that it would result in war if they fought too much over it. But at the same time, like, That just seemed like it wrapped up too quickly.
Well, yeah.
Like you just 1 second he's killing Daenerys, and then the next second the show's over and everybody's fine, everybody's happy and gets to go live their life now. I was like, whoa, wait, that was a big event. How are we casually just fucking cutting out at the end here? Like something should happen from that, right?
Yeah, I would say that that's another pacing thing. Like, they just skip past too many things that
Yeah.
maybe did happen in the story, but they didn't fucking tell you about it. I feel like a lot more people are going to be interested in reading the last 2 books in the series if they're ever finished. A lot of the people who are not satisfied with the fucking ending of the show.
There's actually like a huge petition. Obviously, they're not going to do it, but there's a huge petition right now with like over 100K signatures last I checked to have them redo season 8.
That's
Which is
fucking
funny.
ridiculous. Like, they're gonna do that.
No, absolutely not. There's no way in hell they would.
But yeah, a lot of people want to see a fucking Arya spinoff where she goes west of Westeros and does stuff. That was like one of the things that I was like, I want to see that. Like by the end of the episode.
That could be interesting, but that was also something that didn't make any sense to me.
Why?
She's built her entire story arc around being this crazy assassin, and all of a sudden she's just gonna go off on a random sailing adventure.
Well, the war was done and stuff. I thought it made sense.
Yeah.
And she had mentioned it before. She'd like asked what was west of Westeros in the earlier seasons and stuff.
I heard the spin-offs are going to predate the show though. Like I think I heard like following Aegon Targaryen or whatever.
I think 3 are in development. One of them is confirmed to be a prequel. I don't know what the other ones are going to be.
I have a lot less hype for the spin-offs now.
Oh yeah, I was never hyped for the spin-offs. Like, I'll watch them, they might be good, but I was never like super hyped about them. It's like a new set of characters, different time period. It's gonna be like, it's probably gonna be completely different in a lot of ways. But I would be excited if they had something like that, like an Arya spin-off or something like that, because I am already attached to a lot of those characters.
Yeah, Arya's a really cool character.
Yeah, she
Arya's
became
probably my favorite.
Yeah, I was just gonna say she became one of my favorites as the series went on. But yeah, I looked at the IMDb ratings for the last episode of Game of Thrones like a day or two after, and I was just like, really? People are that pissed about it? Are you serious? Like, it was like 4 out of 10 or something. I was like, damn, people are pissed.
I also liked a lot how in the last few episodes there was like no nudity whatsoever. Nudity here and there was a little fine as part of the story, but I don't always like, just looking at naked women when I'm trying to fucking be immersed in a TV show.
Yeah, I don't want to have to pause and masturbate every 5 minutes,
God damn it.
But yeah, like, a lot of people were like, this is the worst ending of a TV show of all time. I'm like, no, it's
not.
fucking not. Dexter is so much worse. Fuck you. Like, it's so much worse.
Yeah, Dexter's ending was real fucking weird for me.
I
wasn't too big on Lost either. I liked Game of Thrones ending more than Lost.
Yeah, I liked Lost's ending and Game of Thrones ending about the same-ish, I want to say.
I'm just happy Breaking Bad didn't have an ending that wasn't amazing. I loved Breaking Bad
Breaking
to the
Bad
very end.
had a fantastic ending. And I'm also just glad that fucking Tyrion didn't die. That was one of my things of like, I really hope this character fucking survives until the end of the show. That made me happy that Tyrion survived.
Dieter Pinklage.
Also, Jon Snow being sent back to the Wall. Like, I thought he was joking at first. Like, I started laughing for a second, like, really? And then it just happened. I was like, oh no!
Yeah. Like, there's not even a Night's Watch left.
It ended up being awesome, though, because I thought it was cool when he went back and fucking Tormund was just there, and, like, all the wildlings and Ghost was there and stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool. He gets to have sort of a happy ending then. Yeah, I think, like, the day after Game of Thrones ended, I was looking at Reddit, and it was like... It's like, so you're disappointed about the Game of Thrones ending, huh? And it was just, like, a post from the Twin Peaks subreddit, and it was, like, a screen cap of, like, the last scene of Twin Peaks, and then another cap from Game of Thrones. I was just like, yeah. You won't get more of a what the fuck just happened than the ending of Twin Peaks. Yeah, they've kind of already talked a little bit about one of the spin-offs. Do you know any details, or do you care if I share any details about it?
I don't know any, and feel free.
Okay. I guess it's supposed to be around the time of the Long Night, and when they put up the wall. So it would be like 5 or 10,000 years before Game of Thrones.
The First Men.
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool concept. I mean, it's just going to really depend on the writing and stuff. Like, how invested am I going to be able to get in this new group of characters and stuff? when you kind of already know the outcome of the battle and everything. It's one of the hardest things about prequels is like if you already know how everything is going to turn out, like how invested are you actually going to be able to get into this?